MCAs from Migori County who were linked to the ODM party. We just want to delve a little bit deeper into this conversation. Allow me to string in Michael Agwanda, who's a political analyst, joining us via way of Zoom. Agwanda, a very good morning to you and many thanks for your time right here on News Center. I'd like to start on the ruling that was made just recently in terms of the corruption charges facing the Migori governor, and he was barred from accessing his office. Not the first instance we've seen a governor, but in terms of what he actually said following this ruling, he said that he's still the sitting governor of Migori and there's no power vacuum. But as a seasoned analyst, does this offer a challenge to the already tested politician?
Thank you very much to our viewers. As far as the rulings are concerned, Governor Obado is not going to access his office. However, there is a lacuna in law in this case, that accessing the office does not necessarily mean that Governor Obado cannot execute his mandate as the governor of Migori County. He can do it from his house. He can do it from the road. He can do it anywhere. Unfortunately, that is the reality. And we've seen a good example from Nairobi County, where the governor has continued even to attend functions with the president as a sitting governor, even though he's been barred from attending his office in at City Hall. As such, we will be seeing Governor Obado still working just as usual, just not stepping in his office. Unfortunately, that's where we are. But he's still affirming that he's the governor, because there are only 2 or 3 reasons why a governor will not be sitting. One is through an impeachment by the county assembly, and then you take it to the Senate, and Senate ratifies that impeachment. We've seen that in Kiambu, and the governor is no more there. And so this has not happened to Governor Obado. The second thing is, if he's in a position where he's not able to rule, that could be as a result of sickness, it could be as a result of death, it could be as a result of many other reasons, but which would make him unable to govern. And for that reason, Governor Obado still feels he's the governor, and indeed is the governor until the law that sets him out of the office is applied. Governor Obado is still the governor. Unfortunately, in modern days, the governor should not have even been acting, or even acting from outside. Once he would have been charged. If you look at chapter 6 very keenly, this is a man that this is not the first time he's getting himself in a court of law. He's been in a court of law as a result of some alleged murder that is still going on. He's been in court as a result of corruption, wanton corruption cases. So in modern society, the gentleman could have easily resigned. But remember that it's only in Kenya where if you do bad things, you are glorified. You are glorified, and unfortunately, he's still sitting in as the governor of Migori County.
And that's where I want to come in. Obado, once he was actually asked on this impeachment proceedings that have been fronted by the ODM party, said this might have been misconstrued just because of his links with Deputy President Dr. William Ruto. My question to you, why now? This is a man who's been in the courts over and over again. Corruption charges, the allegations of murder we well know of. Why now should the ODM party jump on it? Is it the last kicks of a dying horse? What do you think, sir?
Let me tell you, when it comes to matters of corruption, you can say whatever you want. But I look at the allegations that they are in, and the trail of money. The money trail is very, very clear. Let me tell you, it will be very difficult to say that that money was not as a result of corruption. Well, we know he has already raised over $17 million Kenyan shillings as a result of bail, and that is why they are out today. But I can tell you that the amount that they're talking around here is not small money. And you cannot actually equate corruption with the political meandering of this country, and even a mere relationship with an individual of the person of the deputy president. I think if that is the case, then Honorable Obado will not have even been put to court, in the first place when there was some murder allegation on him. And so, if you want to say that this is a mere politics that is coming out there, then far is it from the truth. I can only say this, that when we are talking about the process of impeaching a governor, then perhaps ODM might have shot on their foot in this case, because the people of Migori, the members of assembly, should have taken this mandate before the party coming out and saying, we want to impeach him. Because here is where this thing becomes tricky and murkier. What about if the MCAs decide today that we're not going to impeach Honorable Obado for that reason? Will therefore the party, which is ODM, decide to impeach the members of assembly because they refuse to impeach Honorable Obado for that reason? Absolutely, an integral question here. It should have begun from the members of assembly saying, we are unhappy with our governor. We really think that he will not be able to deliver his services. But if it didn't happen for Nairobi, and politics was involved to a point where basically anytime that the Nairobi MCAs wanted to impeach Sonko, then Sonko will rain on them, or national government will rain on them and influence them not to impeach Sonko. The same thing might happen in Migori. And remember, for a fact that Migori, the MCAs, not even a single day had they tried to impeach the governor. In fact, it's been in good relationship with the MCA. What we saw in Kiambu was a situation where basically the law was followed. The MCAs came up and said, we must impeach the governor, and they went forth and voted to impeach the governor. It went to the Senate, and when it went to the Senate ratified it, and Governor Babayao is no longer there. In this case, it is very possible that ODM can say, impeach Governor Obado, and they say no, and then there will be a stalemate. In that case, then who would have been left with an egg over their face? I strongly believe that this should have been, even before ODM called the members of assembly for a meeting, they should have really talked to them to have an impeachment motion in the assembly. And if they would have done that, it would have been easy now to pronounce that indeed Governor Obado should be impeached once the impeachment process should have been started. But if they jump the gun and the people that are legally, by laws of this country, allowed to impeach the governor are being called and being told, impeach him, what if they say no? And therefore, it is a little bit tricky. It is a situation that perhaps the ODM party should have really been slow a little bit and seen what the developments are taking place in Migori before they pronounce themselves. Because if they don't impeach him the way the party want, I can guarantee you that ODM will have a very bad PR in this case.
And as we finish off, is it safe to say that Migori Governor Obado goose has been cooked already? Would it be safe to presume that? Because, I beg the question, this is a seasoned politician, vied against the ODM party in 2013, using the PDB party, a party that was barely known, against the juggernaut that is ODM. Later on, moved into ODM, fought off the claims or people actually trying to buy him from getting the party ticket in 2017. Would it be safe to say that this is it for Migori Governor?
You cannot say this is it for Governor Obado. Unfortunately, that is the case. Many members, governors in the Luo community, in the Luo Nyanza, have not done very well. But Governor Obado has served these people really, really well. Hence the reason why even the members of assembly will be hesitant to impeach him that quick. He's also a very seasoned politician, and it's quite a crafty politician as well. It is very possible. If you saw what ODM went through when they went out there Honorable Joe was out there. I remember Professor Nyong'o was out there, and a number of members of this members of parliament that came from ODM, and they were going to pinch camp in Migori. If you saw the beating they got, I remember very clearly Professor Nyong'o being covered under the table, literally. So it is not an easy place. It's not a place you want to go and then wish him, out very quickly. You've got to know that Migori can be very militant for that reason. We've seen that in the past. And we know that he has really well-grounded footings in Migori. And if he says that he plays his politics well, you cannot rule him out. Though he's a second-time governor, that means this is the last time he will be sitting in as a governor. He's not going to run for governor in 2022 for that reason. But I can tell you, this impeachment could easily be a disappointment of ODM by pronouncing themselves way too early before getting into the hearts of the MCA and convincing them that it's something that they need to do. Because if Governor Obado, and by the way, is out, if he plays his cards well, even the impeachment will not see the light of the day.
All right, many thanks, Michael Agwanda. Always a pleasure. Political analyst, just helping us delve deeper into the latest developments that are facing the Migori governor, Okoth Obado, even as the ODM party has called for the MCAs aligned to the party to impeach him. Roughly 37 MCAs met for a 5-hour meeting, and that was the resolve. Many thanks, Agwanda. Well, still in Migori now, Migori woman representative Pamela Odhiambo has blasted leaders for politicizing corruption issues.